I'm going to talk about the ways of doing a two different activity. One is called as selection. We call it as selection, how to select a thing. And another one we call it as arrangement. These are the two different activity, which is the base of your PNC altogether. In terms of aptitude, when you talk about this is the only topic where we struggle the most. So this very important class which I'm going to take today, and where I'm going to talk about the difference between arrangement and selection, because this is something called as base of your entire PNC, and whatever struggle you had in PNC is only because you're not aware about this work or this methodology or this way of doing the things. In today class, we'll be only focused upon activity, what we call it as arrangement. Activity, what we call it as arrangement. And whenever we talk about arrangement, my people, can I say that all of you are very much aware that this arrangement is nothing but a very common phenomenon which happen in your life. You keep doing. Whenever your room is on mess, you arrange the things properly. Whenever yourself is on mess, you arrange the books properly. So whenever we talk about arrangement and mathematics, and in more perspective, see, whenever we arrange our rooms, we don't count how many ways we can do that. Whichever way come to our mind, that way we go back and arrange. So we do that arrangement in only one way. But whenever we talk about mathematics and arrangement, in mathematics arrangement will be nothing but we have to count the number of ways, in how many ways we can do that arrangement. So whenever we talk about number of ways, which means that we are talking about counting technique. We are talking about counting technique. And you'll be very surprised to tell you that in mathematics, there are many counting techniques which are possible. One of them, we call it as PNC, P as well as C. This is also something called as counting technique only. There's another counting technique, what we call it as basic rule of counting. We call it as basic rule of counting. Whenever we talk about our arrangement, we use the concept of both basic rule of counting as well as PNC whenever it is required, So before getting into this counting technique, or what is the counting, what is P, what is C, what is the meaning of basic rule of counting, I just want to understand what is this activity of arrangement all about. Then I'll go into how to count that, number of ways of arrangement. So whenever we do arrangement, what is required to do arrangement? So let's say I have something called as 5 boys, and 5 boys I want to arrange. Now, these 5 boys can be arranged in 2 different ways. Which are the 2 different ways, my people? Way number 1 is here. Is I can arrange them in a straight line, the way they stand to take a photograph. So this is a photograph way of doing it. Or I can call it this photograph way of doing. This one is straight line, arranging in a straight line. Now I just want you people to visualize with me. Another way of doing the same arrangement is that instead of straight line, we'll be doing it in a circle, or we can call it as we'll be arranging around a round table. So these are the 2 broader category. If you talk about this, these are the 2 broader category of arrangement. So arrangement will be broadly divided into these 2 broader category. In both arrangement, this arrangement will depends upon these boys and the chair. Or chair in other way, we can also call it as, in a general one, we call this one as options. And the second one as called as places. Means how many options are there and how many places you want to arrange them. So there are 2 entity on which we want to arrange the things. So whenever we talk about this scenario, I have boys and chair. Now we don't know. If you ask me, we don't actually know that what is the number of boys and what is the number of chairs. You said that only this many number of boys and this many number of chair will come. 120% no. So based upon this condition of boys and chair or options and places, there are 3 scenarios possible. How many scenario possible? 3 scenario possible. Now let me tell you which are the 3 scenario possible. The easiest scenario and the most used scenario is that boys are equal to chairs. Means whatever the number of chairs are there, the same number of boys are also present. That's the first scenario. What is the second scenario, guys? Second scenario would be that boys are less than chair. Boys are less than chairs, right? And the third scenario which is possible here, boys will be greater than chair. Let me give you something called as common example, which make you this scenarios very visible to you in your mind. I hope I'm not talking about this lockdown period, but can I say that before lockdown, all my people used to go to college, right? In college, you have the one of the branch, and you have one class defined. In that class, what will be happening is that there will be a limited number of seat. Right? Let's say in one class, I'm giving one example. I have something called as benches here or chairs here, and this chairs capacity of max to max, that this will accommodate 60 students. So I'm saying that there are 60 chairs present in one class of CSE. One computer science engineering batch is there in one of the college, whose one of the classroom accommodates 60 students. Now, what are the scenario number one? Scenario number one will be that whatever the number of chairs, the same number of boys are there. Whatever number of chairs, the same number of boys are there. That's the scenario number one. Means 60 chairs will have 60 boys. Means 60 chairs will have 60 boys. Both of them are 60-60. In this way, you don't have any choice. Get into whichever place you got, you sit down. Max to max, what you can do is that you can swap between two of the friends or three of the friends or entire class together. So that jugglings are possible, that's all. But whenever we talk about any other activity apart from the juggling, arrangement, or ordering, nothing else is possible in this case. Why? Because the number of boys are equal to number of chairs. In scenario number one, there's only one activity has to be done. That is called as ordering. Or we can call it as juggling, or we can call it as arrangement or swapping. Is that clear? So this is the only possibility when I'm talking about scenario number one. What is scenario number two, guys? Scenario number two is quite common every day nowadays in the class. Let's say I have 60 chairs in the class, and boys who are coming is only 20. Means boys are less than chair. Seats are how many? 60. Boys are how many? 20. So what does generally happen in this scenario? Boys will go back and sit in the last rows. This is the common final for boys, and the girls will come back and occupy the first row or second row, max to max. And then what happened is there a lot of gap between this first, second row and the last row. Then your teacher will come in the class and they will do some first thing is that, dude, make sure that all of you vacate all the places and select some seats for you. Says that, let's say row 1, row 2, row 3, only this much. We cannot go more than that. So what this teacher is doing, teacher is selecting some seat for you, and post that teacher selecting some seat for you, it's up to you how you want to go back and sit there. That depends upon the people, that's depend upon the students and the scenario daily. That keep changing now and then. So whenever we talk about the scenario number two consists of a two activity. One is nothing but blocking or selecting seats. And after selection of seats, again 20 seats can be juggled around in any number of ways. So swapping are possible, ordering are possible. So second scenario will be doing swapping as well as ordering. But in actual mathematics scenario, this scenario is not at all possible. Whenever boys are greater than chair, in that case, we cannot arrange each and every boys. So what will we say here is that this arrangement is not possible. So can I say that the straight line arrangement can be done in two ways? The number one is that when boys are equal to chair, and second one is that when boys are less than chairs. These are the only two practical cases of having the arrangement together. In how many ways 5 boys will arrange in a straight line to have a photograph? So whenever we go to next part of story and whenever we say that this is how we need to talk about it. So till now, sir, you have spoken about the concept called as ordering and swapping, or selecting and ordering. So these are the two concepts we have spoken about. Now let me tell you how does those concepts will be taken care of and will be done in mathematics. So understand this one scenario number one very clearly. Whenever you have five boys, let me do it here only. Whenever you have five boys, let's say I have Ram, I have Mohit, I have Sohan, I have Govind, I have Praveen. So I have these five gentlemen with me, and whenever we talk about these five gentlemen and they have to be arranged in a straight line, can I say that in order to arrange them in a straight line, there should be five chairs minimum? If all of them have to be there, minimum five chairs are there. Five chairs are there, which says that every one of them have to be arranged at any number of ways. Whichever way you want, you can arrange them. So in that way, you go back and see this. Let's say when I talk about Ramesh can come here or any other places. Or we talk about this chair, either you can talk with respect of student, or we can talk with respect of chair. Let's talk with respect of chair. So whenever we talk about this chair, can I say that this chair will have any one of them, means anyone can come back and sit here. So there's nothing called as, there is no problem at all here. So this chair will be occupied in five different ways. Now let's say when I block this chair with Ramesh, one of the member is already occupied this chair. So for the next chair, I don't have five options. We have only something called as four options. Let's say I have blocked here Mohit. So then we again have only three options, followed by two options and followed by one option. And I hope all of the chair has to be occupied in order to make one photograph. Means all of them are compulsory event. Compulsory event means you have to multiply them the way I did it here. And after multiplication, I need not to tell you that this is called as, and this is called as 5 factorial. This is called as 5 factorial. So understand, whenever we have the number of person is equal to number of chairs, whenever we have the number of person is equal to number of chair, means scenario number one means option is equal to place. Option is equal to place. So in this case, let's say I have something called as R option and we have something called as N place. So what do we do is that we go back and say that whatever the number of place, both of them are same, your answer will be either N factorial or that is also equal to R factorial, because both of them are same only. So next time whenever I'm doing this story, you'll remember this question when I did it for the basic part of the understanding. This will be nothing but n number things will be arranged at n places in n factorial ways. N number of things will be arranged on n places in n factorial ways. So what could be my scenario number two, sir? What could be my scenario number two? Scenario number two will be very simple for all of you. I hope you are able to understand. Till now, I'm only concentrating upon your concept building. So now this time what is happening? Obviously, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chair with me, and I have something called as only 5 boys. So what should be my thought process goes? First thought process is that first select any 5 places from yourself. How can you select 5 places from 7? So remember this. Selection of R things out of N will be done by NCR. We'll be using the combination technique here, and we'll say that selection of N R things from out of N things will be done in NCR ways. So how many places you want? The number of boys 5. How many places you have? 7. So the first activity of selection here will be done in 7C5. Now how to calculate this 7C5? Don't worry, I'll tell you in the class only. Don't worry about this. How to calculate it? That's a part of our discussion. We'll be discussing in detail in coming time. Now, the moment I selected, my job is not over. It says that only 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5. Either this 5 or this 5, or I'm leaving anyone unselected. Any 5 combination out of this 7 places have been selected. So this is only work of selection. After this, I know I have 5 chairs. I have 5 people. Means this become the question number 1, which we have solved. That N is equal to R. In that way, the ordering will be done in how many ways? 5 places, 5 people will be ordered. It will be done in 5 factorial ways. And since both of them are required steps, so we'll multiply it together. So we'll multiply it together. So in this case, it will be NCR into R factorial. NCR into R factorial. This is how the thing's being built here. NCR into R factorial. And whenever we have 7 boys and 5 chair, we'll say that this arrangement straight away is not possible. Let me get into the second question. Second question is very simple for all of you. This will talks about the scenario where we are putting some condition on them. We are putting some condition on them. Like, in how many ways 5 boys will be arranged in a straight line. This is very clear. Are you able to see that every time I'm writing a straight line, because the arrangement are possible around a circle also. So that now I'll put condition. 2 boys are always together. And I'm saying that which 2 boys? Let's say Ram and Syam, both of them are always together. Let me give you an example so that you understand. We have Ram, we have Syam, we have Mohit, we have Gopal, we have Ramesh, not Ramesh, we have Praveen. And I say that these 2 members should be always together. These 2 members should be always together. So let me talk about together logic. How do we visualize the together logic coming forward next? So whenever we talk about this 2 member always together, you keep them together and consider them as a one unit. Consider them as a only one unit. I hope you understand. Whenever we are together, we consider ourselves as a one unit only. So consider them as a one unit. The next 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. So total how many units are there? 4 units are there. This 2 will be occupying 2 places. So how many places will be left out? 1, 2, 3. So can I say that 4 unit will be virtually arranged on the 4 places only, will be virtually placed on the 4 places only. So 2 unit on the 4 places, sorry, 4 unit on the 4 places will be arranged in how many ways? They will be arranged in 4 factorial ways. They will be arranged in 4 factorial ways. This is what I'm talking about, arrangement of them looking from outside. Arrangement of them looking from outside. So let me tell you this clearly. This together logic, I will be doing 2 activity here. I'll be doing 2 activity here. One is looking from external look. One is looking from external look. And another is looking from internally. I'll give you an example. I think you can relate it to this. So whenever we talk about a family, we consider ourselves as a one unit. When somebody from outside look at us, they say that this is this one family only, one unit only. So same thing is happening. But whenever we get into inside, their own interests, their own things, and their own politics altogether goes together, right? So what I'm trying to say is that whenever we talk about together logic, we always consider and remember the example of this family. Looking from outside, they look as one unit. Inside, there are many units. So whenever we talk about this story, we will be having 2 activity to be done. One is done externally. So externally, this will be 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 4 unit at 4 places will be done in 4 factorial ways. And I'll talk about internally, and we'll talk about internally. What is internally? What is internally? Internally, Ram and Syam, if you talk about this Ram and Syam are 2 different units. They are 2 different boys, and they can be arranged in 2 different ways. First Ram can come, then Syam can come, or first Syam can come and then Ram can come. So if you can see that this arrangement will be done, in how many ways? This arrangement will be done in 2 factorial ways. So externally, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 4 factorial ways. Internally, only 2 units. So this will be 2 factorial ways. This will be 2 factorial ways. So your answer will be 4 factorial into 2 factorial. What is 4 factorial? I hope every one of you know 24. What is 2 factorial? What is 2 factorial? 2 factorial will be 2. So 24 into 2 will be equal to 48. And whenever next time together logic will be there, you remember family and you say that there are 2 arrangement has to be done, sir. One externally, one internally. Externally, assume them as a 1 unit and count everything together. That many factorial. Internally, whatever are present inside, that many factorial. Not together. And who are not together? Ram and Syam. This is defined that Ram and Syam are not together. So that 2 boys are not together. Which 2 boys? Ram and Syam are not together. So whenever we get this kind of a logic, always understand how to do this problem. There are many ways of doing this problem. One way, and the best way I can tell you here, is that Ram and Syam is here. And then we have something called as, we had Mohit, we had Gopal, we have Praveen. So whenever we talk about this unit, first divide it into the one which is not together and the one which does not have any condition. which does not have any condition. So whenever you have this, do one thing. Step number one, whichever are supposed to be together, you take them as one unit. Whichever not together, you separate it. And ignore that together case. Ignore the together case. So what is left out? What is left out? We left out with MGP, 3 things. So 3 things will be arranged in 3 factorial. 3 things will be arranged in 3 factorial. Now, whenever we arrange 3 things on a straight line, whenever we arrange 3 things on the straight line, let's say I have chair number 1, chair number 2, chair number 3. There are 3 chairs here. Chair 1, chair 2, chair 3. And whenever we talk about this scenario, can I say that Ram can come here, Syam can come here, or Ram can come here, Sam can go here also, or Ram can come here, Sam can go here also. So for Ram and Syam, now how many places are open? The moment I have selected, the moment I have arranged, to be very precise, the moment I have arranged this 3 member, how many places are now generated for Syam? There are 4 places generated for Syam, sir, right? Ram and Syam. So how many member are there with you in the beginning, and how many places are there? So sir, there are 2 member and there are 4 places. So can I say that, sir, this is a second approach of arrangement, where what we will do is that we will first select 2 places and then we arrange those 2 member into those 2 places, right? So how to do that? It's very simple. Out of 4 places, you select 2 places. After selecting, don't stop. Arrange those 2 member into these 2 places. Hence, your answer will be 4C2 into 2 factorial into 3 factorial. What is 4C2? Calculation I will teach you in the coming class. Don't worry about it. For now, you understand that 4C2 is equal to 6. And into 2 factorial is equal to 2. Into 3 factorial is equal to 6 again. So 36 into 2 will be equal to 72. 36 into 2 will be 72. So before I'll go next, what I'll do is that I'll make some note from here. Note number 1. Note number 1. Note number 1. What is my note number 1? In together logic. In together logic. Whatever are together, we consider them as one unit. This is my note number 2. In note number 2, not together case, what we will do is that we will ignore whichever are not together and arrange the things which does not have any dependency. Always remember, n things when arranged in a straight line will generate n plus 1 void, and not together options will be arranged in this void only. And this void could be equal to the options, will be less than the option, or greater than the option. So all the 3 cases of arrangement will come into picture. So I hope you have understood this lecture till now. And let me tell you, this is not the end of your arrangement. There are many more things has to be arranged here. Like, we'll talk about the arrangement of similar things, identical things. We'll talk about arrangement of both identical and different things all together. And then we'll talk about the arrangement of them into circle. So there are many things to be discussed in terms of arrangement. So on the same note, I'll be winding up the class for the today, guys.